the words pet prenup sounds a little unusual. And then the fact that people are needing to get their canines approval for partners in the dating game. So let's talk about the research and things that you've been seeing. So according to the studies at the moment, how many single pet owners are actually admitting that they trust their pet's instinct around a person, aka if the dog doesn't like you, you might be out?
Exactly. Quite interesting stats. So, what we looked at is a range of about 1,500 customers. We found that about 30% of those customers that we surveyed said they would prefer their pets to their partners, which was
Whoa,
quite staggering. So,
harsh.
it's like the husband or the wives are on the slippery slope, and about 12 to 15% have prenups. So they really think about when they get their pets, what could happen if the relationship fell apart. So pets are their obviously property, and they really think long and hard about visitation rights, who's going to pay for the vet, who's going to have them when they go away on holiday. So that was really surprising as well. And that seems to be increasing. So they really take, our pet parents take it really seriously. And then when they're in the dating game, this is what's really surprising. So they very much reliant on their instincts. So those that are swiping right, those, lovely singles out there that are looking for their forever love, they very much rely on their pet's instincts on, is that a good keeper or, do I look for someone else? So
That is so
they
fascinating. I don't have any personal experience of this because we chose to have kids first, get a home, and then get a dog. But my sister actually got a dog and she was dating someone else at the time. Now, when they broke up, sadly, they went through this where they had to take turns with the dog because they were both equally attached to this dog that they'd raised from a pup. And it got very
yeah.
complicated. And ultimately, he had to cede authority of the dog to my sister, which she is very grateful that that happened. And now she is the sole carer of her dog. She's currently in Europe traveling, so she's got a roster of dog sitters because it's a responsibility. I've played my part so far. Some of her friends are on duty at the moment, but it is a real thing to consider because your dogs are like your children. I'm
Yeah.
not saying
And
they're as important as humans, but they are very important, and there's a huge amount of responsibility in taking good care of them, isn't there?
Absolutely. And they're forever, So when you are getting a pet, you've got to think, they live long nowadays, 15, 17 years for dogs. Cats can be known to live up to 20 years. So thinking about longevity, where you're going to be, where you're going to be living, are you thinking about going overseas? It's all of that factors in. And they're very instinctive, cats and dogs as well. So particularly for those, as we said, getting into the dating game, your dog can sniff out if they don't like you. They can pick up on your pheromones. They can pick up if that new person's stressed or anxious coming into the home, not trustworthy. So dogs, sometimes it's people go, actually, they didn't like them from the start, he or she. Trust your gut, trust your
Oh.
instincts. Cats, on the other hand, can always be a bit aloof. Um, but again,
Cats don't
a
really
cat
care
will
as long
want
as you
you to
scratch
come
them
to
and
it.
feed them, right? As long as you're taking
Yeah.
really good care of your royalty, then they will be fine. So let's talk about what does this information suggest about the future of dating and marriage? Obviously, you've got to have some smart planning when you've got a pet, but what are you getting from all this information that you've found?
I think when you're introducing a new person into your relationship or into your family dynamic, make sure that the pet's included in that. So when new person's coming for a first date, coming to meet the family, what have you, let them be slowly introduced. So, don't force that new person onto your dog or cat. Again, it's the safety first. So if the dog doesn't take an instant like, take it easy. The cat will be exclusive. They will just wander off and do their own thing. That's cool. That's just a cat's behavior. They like that. But again, it's trusting your instinct and letting the dog or the cat or the family dynamics just mold with that new person. And again, I think it's interesting if there's stress, that new person coming in, which often, if you're coming in to meet the parents for the first time or the kids, if it's a new relationship, then they will be giving off some stress, anxiety hormones. Just let them chill and just enjoy the moment. But yeah, I think don't be overly anxious or, you know, pets are a good litmus test to test how those people are and will they fit in. But again, they can also get it wrong as well. So